Go to Washington next, where Democrats are making a new push for the Senate to call witnesses as Donald Trump's impeachment trial when it gets underway. So far, Republicans who control the Senate refuse to do that, but Democrats point to new emails that contain revelations about the Ukraine military aid at the center of the impeachment investigation. Megan Fitzpatrick joins us with that story. Megan, thanks for joining us. Let's talk about these emails revealing that the White House official called for a hold on that aid within hours of that now notorious phone call with Ukraine's president. Let's talk about how these revelations are playing out.
Right, John. So the Democrats are pretty happy to see this story, which emerged over the weekend. They are seizing on these emails. They really add to the Democrats' argument that they need to hear from certain witnesses during that upcoming Senate trial, including Michael Duffy, who's the author of these emails. He is someone that refused to testify during the impeachment hearings at the House of Representatives level. He is among the witnesses that the Senate Democrats have called for, wanting to hear from him. They are Chuck Schumer, the Democratic leader in the Senate, over the weekend, pointing to these emails saying, this is someone that could have valuable information. Keep in mind, many of these emails that were released were redacted. So the Democrats saying, what are they trying to hide? What good reason is there to prevent someone like Michael Duffy from testifying during the upcoming trial? And so really these emails are feeding into the Democrats' arguments. Here's Chuck Schumer yesterday commenting on them.
Until we hear from the witnesses, until we get the documents, the American people will correctly assume that those blocking their testimony were aiding and abetting a cover-up, plain and simple.
Now, Mitch McConnell, who's the Republican leader in the Senate, he's already rejected Michael Duffy and the others on the list of witnesses that the Democrats want to hear from. And this has prompted this whole stalemate, really, now in terms of when the trial will happen, because Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, has not yet officially transmitted the 2 articles of impeachment over to the Senate. So they can't kick off the trial process until she does that. She's saying she's not going to do it until she knows what the Senate trial is going to look like. What witnesses are they going to hear from, or are they not going to hear from? How long is the trial going to be? And so really not much has changed on that today, John. The lawmakers are not here in Washington. They're gone from the holidays, and it's still very much unclear where things stand with the trial.
The question is there any response, though, from the White House to all of this, Megan?
Well, on the emails, there is a spokesperson for the Office of Management and Budget, Budget and Management, where Michael Duffy works, and that spokesperson really downplaying the release of these emails, saying that it would be, quote, reckless to tie the pause on the military aid for Ukraine to this phone call, that in fact word of Trump's direction to pause the military aid, that direction had been given before this phone call. But on the stalemate and the upcoming Senate trial, there was a spokesperson for Vice President Mike Pence on the Sunday political talk shows yesterday. He acknowledged that Trump is frustrated by this delay in getting the trial going because he's anxious to be exonerated. But this official also saying the White House is quite confident that Nancy Pelosi will give in. Take a listen.
Position's untenable and she's going to move it along, and that Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell reach a deal on how it's going to proceed in the Senate.
So you think that she'll eventually give in?
She will yield. There's no way she can hold this position.
Well, we'll see how long she holds out for, John. And we're also watching today, of course, for any further reaction from President Trump to these emails and where things go with the trial. He's currently on vacation in Florida.
Lots to watch for. Thanks for helping us do it, Megan. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in Washington.